dive into Lee's shallow thoughts.
Welcome back to the Lou Lee podcast. I'm your co-host Lou, and I'm here with
Lee.
Huge. We're joined again with Ciege. Ciege, thanks for coming again.
Thanks for having me once again.
We're doing another deep dive into Lee's shallow thoughts today, but I'm going to start with one of mine today.
Oh, let's go.
Deep
Switch
dive
up.
into Lou's shallow thoughts.
Okay. Where's that song?
Yeah, where is that song? We got to get the AI on that one. All right. First question, Ciege. If you could choose something that you've done in your life that you could have Remy avoid altogether, what would it be, if anything?
Whoa. That's a big one.
This is a deep dive.
I'm still hearing the music. You guys still hearing this?
yeah.
It's fading
Just
in. It's
making
fading
sure.
in. It's fading.
I'm not going crazy.
What would you if Remy?
So this almost happened essentially because I was really torn with even really making video games a thing at all with him.
Okay.
Like just seeing
Yeah.
I have fun doing it and everything like that. But this can also just be a time to be like, let's just do other stuff. Like, let's see what other stuff he's into.
Sure.
So that didn't happen. Like we obviously still play and we're all that kind of stuff. And he loves it. Like he's huge into Minecraft right now. And, he loves.
So did you go through a point where you were like, let's avoid it? Like, let's specifically try avoiding it to see if we don't need it? Or was it like, let's not bring it up? And if it comes up naturally, then we kind of took a couple different approaches. There was a time where he was just hitting that age as well. This was earlier this year where it was just he would just want to do it until he got so frustrated that he was calling it unfair and getting really upset. Yeah.
And so at that point it was this striking this balance of if I can show him in moderation, we'll play this, we'll have fun. The whole goal of this is to have fun. He's not at the age yet where it's let's figure out how far you can go with something like this. It's just too frustrating and everything like that. So that was probably the biggest inflection point where it's just this is just too much. He's just going to get super frustrated and super fixated on this thing. Mm-hmm. So that was the one I wrestled with the most.
What about it from your life that you're maybe it's a good idea that he should avoid this?
I think it was just how many different things I tried at that age. And because of the fact that when I played them, I was older than he was. So
Okay,
sticking with it wasn't as we get frustrated and all that kind of stuff. I was still able to do it without it being an issue there. And obviously our style of parenting versus back then and all that, a lot of stuff to talk about there. But I just find that us taking him to different stuff and the fact that I think this is also just an only child thing. We're so focused on him that it's let's just give him as much exposure to stuff as possible. So that was another big piece of it too for me. When I was thinking about it, because he could start on music earlier, he could learn about different stuff and just get into that and then just let it go from there. But in terms of something that I'm still trying to actively avoid is I remember, and this is more just a byproduct of when we were growing up. I just want him to be generally nicer to people and not get into a kind of teasing mode or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is really, it's kind of a safe answer, but I think if I think back, those are probably my biggest regrets growing up was times I remember I was why was I really mean and randomly awful to different people growing up that didn't do anything. So it's just that kind of idea that I think if I just either cared less about what they were doing or cared less about, I really want to be
It's a hard one to try and target, but it's at least something that it's like you're never going to nail that or perfectly do it. But if you can try and just get that focus onto them.
Well, and I think at least with that, it's part of it is like the reason why you're a good person now is you did those things.
Yeah.
And you regret them.
Yeah.
Like that you were, you think about it.
Validation
of, right. Like it almost would be a crazy world or a crazy upbringing if you like were never exposed to that and then knew not to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be like, that's almost impossible. Right. So some level of exposure of that is like accepted, but and
maybe framing it like that too is sort of, it's not like realistic, like you're saying, where it's like never be mean. Like it doesn't even make sense either. It's like, well, you got to know, like you got to be like, no, you're being an idiot or whatever. Like stand your ground at some point, obviously. But it would just be like, it's never gonna like help you fit in with anything by doing that. And me and Emily are like on the same page with that, and he's been good with that kind of stuff. Like we'd hear random stories about him helping out and everything and all that stuff. So feels okay from at this point for that.
He's a good kid, man. He's a good kid.
Yeah, totally. Do you remember what we talked about this topic? It was sleep.
Oh, that was one of the coolest questions.
We were talking about how we both kind of have a difficult time sleeping and stuff. You go, it's especially with parenthood and stuff, you go through it or whatever. And Lee's kind of in the situation where he like loves to stay up late and stuff, but his like sleep kind of suffers for it. And then he was like, it's kind of a strength because I can do stuff while I'm like so tired that your normal person like can't do. Right. And so I was like, if you could choose whether Billy could have that power or not, because obviously it comes with a lot of,
well, not a power. Like if he was, let's say, irresponsible like me when it comes to sleep, or would I choose for him to be a good sleeper?
Yeah.
And just like have a good sleep schedule.
Right.
And the interesting part is like immediately your knee-jerk reaction is to say, oh, I would want him to be a good sleeper. Why wouldn't I want him to have that?
Yeah.
Or to be like that and just to be responsible. But then I started thinking about like, well, what has the capability of working on very little sleep gotten me? And it's gotten me a lot. It's gotten me through a lot as well. Like long drives. I'm a beast when it comes to driving on like very little sleep. Except that one night that happened the other day where I was like, okay, we need to not hang out this late, this often.
Sure.
But then there's other things like there's certain professions where you really just need that ability. Let's say a doctor. A doctor has to be able to work on very little sleep when they need. And maybe you don't. I don't know. I was wondering about that. Maybe it's just like the adrenaline of the situation happening. Like someone's literally dying on a table in front of you.
Yeah.
So then your body will just have as much adrenaline as it needs to have. But what I really liked about that question is it started making me think like, you know what? Maybe I would actually have him have the ability to work on very little sleep, to be able to function pretty well.
I think the sleep thing is a outcome, or it's sort of a byproduct of the thing that you probably want to impart on him, which is just the willpower and like sticking to something, like, or like the conviction to do something.
Right, yeah,
because in all those situations, it's like, it's not just about the sleep. It's like if he's doing like a marathon, if he's doing something where it's like, I just got to keep going. Like, obviously those are strenuous in different ways, because probably the ones that you think back to that are like, oh, why did I stay up so late? It's like, it's because it's not for like any purpose. Like you probably got like good memories. Like I'm just thinking about like any times that it was like, okay, let's like play a game or let's do something until like 4 a.m. or whatever for no reason, like just to do that. And like, it's fun and everything. And that's okay. And I think like growing up, like that's going to happen. It's just, yeah, it's like probably just that part where it's like, I really need to do this and I can't sleep. And the whole doctor thing, just even getting to that point, you probably have to do that a lot with studying. You probably have to do that
Yeah.
So you're kind of getting conditioned to be like, I'm just going to keep going because this is very important to me.
Yeah. So where I landed on that was pretty much, I would love for him to have the capability to work and function on very little sleep, but the responsible attitude to sleep when he needs to.
Yeah.
Unlike me, where I just would love to stay up all the time, every time.
Yeah.
And I like actively have to like try to not. And this actually happened last night when you were like, hey, it's 1:30 in the morning. Do you guys want to play another game? And I was like, it's 1:30. We should call it.
Yeah.
And if me and Lou like didn't talk about sleep as much as we have lately,
it wouldn't have been a question.
I wouldn't have been questioned. But like, dude, deal the cards. Like, let's go.
Yeah, because
let's
it's
play another
like
round.
everybody is at a different point at that point, and it's like, just to be able to say no sometimes is very important.
We like have an unwritten rule now where it's like, as soon as people start dropping from the call, we like just have to say goodbye to each other, or else like 3 hours later we're just talking and we're just like, and neither of us wants to end the conversation, and we just keep going. It's like 4 a.m. Like, we should stop and go to bed. I have to like
The
work
thing
tomorrow.
is, though, we are genuinely interested in the conversation, and that's
No,
the
I know.
problem.
Yeah,
That's the problem. It's just
Yeah.
like, I just want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Then you talk about it, and you're like, well, something else just like came up, and now I want to talk about that. And you're like, oh, I would love to talk about that too. And it just goes forever.
Well, when so much of your day, especially right now, like I know we're kind of going into tangents, so whatever.
Yeah.
Especially right now, like I feel like with a kid or like with whatever job you have, it's like so much of your day is like slotted out for you. And like when you get into that time where you're like, let's just just like go wherever. Because that was like a lot of like when we were kids and stuff. Like also, it just feels good in that moment. You're like, I want to get the most out of this. So if I don't have a lot of sleep, like who cares? Like this was cool that I got to like do this for seemingly like almost like another day. Like I got another day out of this.
Yeah.
So it is like kind of addicting in that sense. But I think in telling him this stuff, I kind of like peeled back as well, like my feelings on that whole like meanness thing. And if I think about like the step before that, it's more just being okay with like putting a line in the sand or like saying no to stuff, both externally and internally. Like I feel like when I was a kid, I could like not do that a lot. Like I would always like go along with stuff.
Okay.
And that's also probably what led to like, okay, I want to be like accepted in this situation. So I'm just going to do what other people are doing. Or it's like, or I know that, you know, for awful reasons, it's like this person people are focusing on, I'm just going to go with that. Like, I'm not going to, like, just like more, like being able to be like, no, just put your foot down. Just like, you know what you want to be or know what you want to do and say like, no, that's okay. I don't want to.
That's a hard thing to impart on somebody, but for sure, like that's, nice. Okay. I got one more.
Nice. I like these.
What's a belief or perspective that you felt strongly about in the past that you've since changed your mind on, and why, if anything?
I think any sort of
hard drugs.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You guys knew me back then. It was all I did. I think being any sort of gatekeeper or like saying something else isn't good because it is XYZ. I've really stepped away from that. Like I used to be more, I think like, I don't even know a different word, but more like snobby about some stuff. Like, like I remember even in music, it was like, and it was just like a random arbitrary line of like, whatever. It'd be like, well, you know, like that's like easy to do. So like that doesn't have any value or whatever, like whatever they're doing. So just like, that was kind of my belief before. It's like a lot more like almost, I want to just like find stuff and see and just like be more accepting of like the elitist position on it, like being probably the correct one because they know what they're saying and because they've spent so much time in it. Yeah. Like just giving myself up to that a bit more. And I've like kind of backed away from that like a decent amount. And I think it's just like, it's like somebody's having fun or like, you know, it doesn't have to be like this crazy like world changing thing.
Or just because they're an elitist and they've perfected everything doesn't mean that that's the right perspective.
Yeah. Like just a lot more subjectivity and stuff around. Like I don't think stuff is as objective in that sense.
That's a great answer.
Oh.
So mine is actually hard drugs. And drinking.
Oh,
I think it actually is. Back in the day, I would like have a really heavy hand on drinking and doing any sort of drugs and just be like very upset at people, like my friends, you guys, if you guys were to drink or smoke or do anything like that. And I know me and Brophy were both like that. And we were just like so against it. And it ended up affecting some of my friendships. Luckily, it didn't affect anyone close to me now. But before in the past, it has. And I was always like, why do you have to go drinking? Like, why do you have to go drink? We could just like hang out instead or do something else. And it caused a lot of issues. And I don't believe that at all anymore. Because I used to like demonize it and villainize it to the point that I'm like, you're just a bad person for having to do that. And that's like not it at all. So, especially now that like I am only a social drinker, it's like totally fine to drink. But I was like way too against it growing up. And me and my brother had a conversation like that. And he was like, yeah, I was super against it. And I like lost one of my best friends because he would just drink sometimes and I would hate that. And then we would just stop hanging out because I was just so against it. And I was like, yeah, I've had similar situations.
yeah.
And it blows, especially when you come back on the other side where you're like no longer believing. You're like, man, how many relationships have ended because of that?
Yeah, especially if it wasn't like, okay, this person's like off the they're like
Yeah,
Like,
no.
of
and
course.
like they're not like like obviously.
No, it's just like high school drinking. Like this is all in high school.
yeah.
So I don't think anyone's going hard
Yeah,
or
yeah,
any sort
yeah.
of benders. But like I just no longer believe that. And not even like what relationships I lost, like even just what bad situations or experiences we had could have just been avoided if I just wasn't so like demanding in that sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for me.
I mean, I liked our perspective on this when we were in high school, which was not as hard as like anybody that does this is like a demon and like we weren't really villainizing it or whatever, but more just like our attitude was very much like we don't really need it to have fun, right? And I think that that's actually a really good thing because then at least with that type of perspective, it's still okay to do it and participate in it if someone wants to drink or something like that's okay, but like not having it hang over us all the time and like where are we going drinking, what are we doing and whatever, like
Yeah.
it's not the safest thing to be doing when you're in your teens going out and drinking and stuff, whatever. Like the fact that we almost never did was awesome. Like I really appreciated that in our group that like we never needed to do it. We all still hung out all the time and did so much stuff together.
Yeah.
And it was all from like a sober place where it was just us being with our friends and stuff. Not to say that like it's not okay to do it or whatever, but like it was just nice that it was not a lingering thing over us that was like, guess we're going out drinking again and stuff. And if someone didn't want to participate or whatever, it was like, you know, they weren't ostracized or whatever. It was like, it was just a place of, it was not something we did. And that was cool.
That was a big factor for me is like, look how much fun we can have all the time without any sort of alcohol or drugs. But then I would like villainize and like go like be down on someone for doing it.
I mean, it's an understandable perspective because you see how dangerous it can be. And you're like, yeah, if you don't need it, like why even bother and risk like you going down that path and potentially becoming addicted and having a whole bunch of problems and stuff. So I can understand it, but yeah.
And it seems like too, like it, at least with some groups, it's not as popular anymore. And like, especially with like social media, like that's a whole other level that it'd be like, yikes. Like if you're just totally like, even if you just had the one time that you're like pretty tipsy or whatever, and you do something and it's like, oh, that's just now everybody sees it and goes everywhere. So
It's tricky from both sides because I think that's like a legitimate factor like these days if you're kind of like doing that at that age, like in that time range where it's like, okay, kids will be kids or whatever. Like they're just figuring themselves out or whatever. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I think about this a lot too, of the like kids will be kids thing. And like, I don't know. I'm nervous about our kids doing all the stuff that we did, even though it's without alcohol and it's not that dangerous stuff. Like we did some fucking stupid shit.
Yeah.
Some dangerous shit. Like think about how many times in our teens you could have easily just died.
Yeah.
And I know. Don't think about that or whatever. But then you're like, you know, then when you're thinking about your kids going out and doing the things, like kids will be kids and kids are stupid, whatever. It's like, I want to impart on them all the things that I learned from so that he doesn't make a mistake that I almost made or something.
Yeah.
But you obviously got to let go and you got to let them be kids and you got to let them do their thing. It's scary.
It's scary, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously all think about that all the time.
Yeah.
And just got to try to prevent it.
All right, Lee, you got one? Should I give you a number?
I got lots. Give me a number.
11.
What's an everyday item that you use, and when you think about it, it makes you pause and say, man, this thing is really incredible?
Ooh. I mean, like there's obviously the easier answer of like a cell phone, like the fact that like it does like literally everything, controls your whole house if you wanted to, captures everything with Remy, helps me look stuff up with him, like look up anything else that I need, gets me anywhere I need to go. Like, yeah, if you think about that and the fact that they've like made it get to the point that it's at right now, like it's pretty insane. But in terms of like another item, because I feel like that's probably what everybody.
But it's such a good answer though, because like even the simple fact of like, this is better. I'm holding my phone.
Yeah.
This is better than most professional cameras you can get is insane. And the fact that it's just at your fingertips and you can pull it out and just snap like amazingly quality pictures. And that's just the photography part.
Yeah.
Let alone all the computational power, which like it's many times better than like putting the man on the moon and what the systems were in on those chips. Like that's insane. That's insane. And it's just in your pocket has battery enough to last for a couple days. Like, what are we talking? Is
this something that actually you will like stop during your day and you're just like, man, the cell phone's incredible. Like, does it make you do that?
Is that what the question is?
Yeah.
What stops you in your tracks?
Yeah. What everyday item just makes you pause?
I think I have had it happen once with it, but in terms of something else, like I think even just like a regular like vehicle too, like because like when I'm like talking to Remy, and well, like actually this one's almost like a level above that. It's not even like one thing. Like recently when I was talking to Remy about just like the rules of the road and the fact that everybody is doing that and like we're all going extremely fast and like nobody's dying like all the time and like or like, you know, stuff happens, but the fact that it happens at the rate that it does is like still like pretty insane because like he'll just say like, oh yeah, why can we go? It's like, well, we can't go because this is this and this blah blah blah. Yeah, it's just stuff like that like you like these well planned kind of like systems out there because like every like with where like tech is at and the fact that we can like have so much information at our like fingertips like that, the fact that there's still just like innate cooperation that happens like that all the time and we don't really even have to think about it and like it actually can it can stop you in your tracks when you are doing a commute like that you've been doing for a year. You're like, I don't remember any part of that drive. Like I got home and I like drove by like thousands of people like listening to a podcast and I was following all the rules. Yeah, it's like what? Like how did I get home?
I remember Matt Fowler when he first started driving. He was like, "I'm fucking scared of driving," and I'm like, "Why are you scared?" Like, you know, I give him the accident statistic. I'm like, it's not. It shouldn't be scary. And he's like, why if I'm driving down the road, who's to stop the other guy from just hitting me? And I'm like, he doesn't want to hit you either. And that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody wants to hit each other. And now it's safe.
The same thing that governs nuclear bombs is
Right,
what's
exactly.
cars on the road.
Mutually assured destruction
yeah,
is like, as long as everybody doesn't want to crash,
Yeah.
there will be very few crashes. And now it's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Structure, man. So stop signs. Stop signs are the everyday item.
Yeah. I saw this is amazing.
This
holy shit.
Whoever thought to put a sign.
Yeah. And it stands out. It's red. Not a lot of red stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop. Yeah. There you go. My answer.
Stop signs.
Lock it in.
You know what item made me think about this question? AirPods. Apple
Ah.
AirPods.
Okay.
They're insane. Like how small they are, how long they last. It's like 6 hours of listening time. You can play pause using them. You can activate Siri. The biggest thing, specifically to AirPods, is you can walk so far away from your phone. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because like every other Bluetooth item is not nearly as good as the connectivity I have with my AirPods. And it's insane. I don't know what this black magic is.
In this,
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's
in
so
this
good.
little stem,
It is so good.
Yeah.
there's a battery and a wireless chip, and then a speaker that plays into your ear. Like this, just this little.
That's all it needs.
Yeah.
Well,
It's nutty.
the headphone, like I have wireless headphones too, and like the time that I'm reminded of it is like, because usually it's just like a laundry flip. That's like what I'm doing at night. But when I'm up there, I'm like acutely aware of its range because it's just going like connecting over and over again to my computer because I've just like walked away from it,
Yeah.
and my head's like in a machine that's like probably blocking everything. So yeah, it's crazy to think about all the shit that's flying around our house that we don't see for all this like stuff to work in our house. So
Yeah, that's a lot. But I love it. I love all the technology that's in my house. And I don't even have that much,
yeah,
but you know, my phone dings when my laundry's done. It's so nice.
yeah,
And like my thermostat will tell me to change the filter. Currently it doesn't work, but it used to. My fridge will tell me to change the filter. It's this stuff's the best.
yeah. You don't have to more stuff you don't have to think about like that. That's nice.
I love automation. It's cool.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, use the intranet and give me a number.
Uh,
And I know I said intranet. That is
10.
factually incorrect.
Yeah, you get one strike.
yeah.
I was just looking at this question. This is a funny one. How do you feel about parents naming their kids these days with their wild names and let's say unique names? I just listened to a podcast and the man that was introduced, his name was Sharky Laguana. And he immediately just came on and said, everyone says that cannot be my name. And I can assure you that is my name. His name is Sharky Laguana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it almost, at some level, it almost resembles to me. It's like the equivalent of like getting a tattoo that you want to show everybody.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's a pretty, relatively permanent decision that you're making because you think something is cool and like
In the moment.
that idea is cool. And I think when it's on another person, like, because then you got to get into it's like, well, what's a normal name? Like, why do you have to pick a normal name? Like, what makes it a normal? Like,
Right.
Is it from this like the culture that you're living around? But at the same point, it's more like when you hear a certain name, it's like that person is aware of the fact that that's like, an abnormal name. And now there's like a whole story that goes along with that, or like that has to go along with it to not like change how that person interacts with them. I think that was like one of the things we thought about with Remy when naming him was just like, yeah, we just want him to be able to immediately get to the point where he is
like able to just be himself, and like even like whatever barrier is there, it's like there's no barrier there. Like it's just this is my name, and I feel okay about it, and like all that kind of stuff.
Is between Sharky and Remy, right?
Yeah. Deckard was on like one of the lists.
Oh, yeah,
it was
yeah.
like had an asterisk beside it, obviously. Yeah, I don't know, because then you obviously elephant in the room is the Elon Musk stuff, and just like being a bunch of whatever. I don't know,
symbols.
I guess like that's probably the most important thing is like where did this name come from?
Yeah.
Is it coming from like you trying to be
Yeah.
weird and whatever and out there? Because if it is, then that's probably not a great name. But if there is some like deeper meaning behind it and it's actually, somewhat meaningful, even if it's strange, then it's probably okay. Because then, what is a name? Like, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's such a weird.
There's
thing.
a name. It's ABCDE, and it's pronounced like Absidae, and that's like a beautiful sounding name. But to name your kid ABCDE, I don't know, man. It's just
That's a no buenos.
come on. Shout
Just
out
gonna
to
put my
John
foot down
Cavataio.
on that. Yeah.
At least for me, that's the biggest thing is like how much of their life is now going to be spent dealing with this
That's
name
what I
that
mean,
they've
right?
been given.
Yeah.
And every form and every school and everything is like A, B, C, D, E. And you're like,
Yeah, they're
and
like,
Well,
they're
now
in like a Broadway show. The music fades in. It's like, well, it means this. So it's like, and they have to like do
and
like
every
a 3-minute
person you ever
routine.
meet on any form, you always, for at least for A, B, C, D, E, is like, really? And you're like, yeah.
But it's becoming more and more common.
Yeah.
So like,
Can you spell that for me?
it's
No.
actually becoming normal.
Start at the beginning and
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
after 6.
You know.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, whatever. People can do whatever they want. All the power to you.
I think that's the problem, though, is that it does affect your kid's life the whole time. And you hear these like list of names every year. It's like, these are the names that people are just naming their kids these days. And a lot of it's just like whatever's hot at the moment. So like at the time it was Game of Thrones. So there's a ton of kids
Arya
being named like
and-
Khaleesi
Yeah.
and
Arya? What was her name from
yeah,
the show?
Arya Stark.
Yeah, Arya, right, yeah.
Arya.
So okay, counterpoint is I do think it's a like good thing. Like I think it's okay to deviate from the norm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If we just repeated the same names over and over and over and over and over again, like that's also kind of stale and boring. So like then it's like, how do you introduce new names? What is a name?
For sure.
But then like, I don't know. I think if you take it to the extreme of like, my name is X1,
Yeah.
the symbol for boron, like,
Or my name is Loser. That happened. That's a real thing.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I was an economist that named his 2 sons Winner and Loser, and he wanted to see if it had any effect
Oh my God.
on their lives and their outcomes.
See, now that's psychological torture. That's going to,
Spoiler alert, Winner ended up in jail.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think Loser was just an average man. But like his name is Loser. And it's all because his dad is an idiot who's like, I'm doing research.
Yeah. It just circles back to it's like, I'm putting this name there for me.
Yeah. And like, I want to see the outcome.
exactly.
Yeah, like it's not for the,
You're
I want
gonna
to see
have
what
daddy issues
happens.
for your
I want
whole
to,
life
I want to be cool.
because your name is Loser. This is Winner. This is Loser.
Throw your garbage
Oh,
at this
man,
one.
poor kiddos. Poor kiddos. All right, hit me up with one more.
Yeah, you got one more here. 8.
Oh, I think we're all on inventions right now. What is one invention that you have thought about and you think it'd be amazing if it actually existed? Why'd you laugh, Lou?
I don't know. Just I could see you asking the question like, "What's an invention that you've invented that is
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing that everybody could use."
Oh my God. No, I'm having that like, I just had one like tip of my tongue.
Is it a drone that can land on a car
Yeah.
and deliver
It's already
convenience store items?
been invented. It's
Ah.
already happening.
No, it was
Do you have one, Lee?
yeah, let's
Do
go
I have
around.
an
Let's go around.
invention? Oh man,
What a weird question.
what a weird question.
How
It's
can I
so funny
answer
because I
this?
never come prepared with my own questions. Even
Answers to your own questions? Yeah. I think to help solve the electric car problem, a lot of this has been discussed and stuff, but like more efficient ways to charge your car. Having automatic arms come out that connect it or wireless charging under the cars and stuff. Like, I think we need that.
would you like roads that were completely conductive and
If
that
it
every
works.
car just drives on,
If it works, sure.
and everyone's connected to the grid?
I mean, that doesn't sound feasible, but if it was feasible and economical and it worked, then yeah.
Is that to put on your driving boots? keeps you safe.
Right.
If you have to get
Don't
out of your
get
car.
out of
that'd
the
be
fucking
sweet.
car.
Yeah.
That's it right there. That would be sweet. Because you could make so many different types of vehicles that would just work with this now. And not even vehicles. You could just like have computers. Your office would just be on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your TV is just
That
on
solves
the
the
road.
problem of
And you
our
never-
offices are all in buildings now, unfortunately. And
Gets everybody outside.
yeah,
That's good.
I think the problem is like the infrastructure is too difficult. You have to replace all the roads ever built
Yeah. Well, no, you'd have to just put something on top of it.
on every road ever built.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Well, what if it was just a bar of metal? That would be pretty easy to do. And then every car would just have to be.
It's not just a bar
Touching
of
this
metal,
bar.
though.
Well, it could be.
What do you mean?
It could be.
But that's not how electricity works. That's not how you can transfer energy. You can't just put a bar down and be like, well, let's put some electricity through it,
Discovered
and
electricity.
all the cars now are good.
Isn't that how Edison did it though? He just put a bar down and just.
Yeah, that's how
Went to
Edison
town.
did it. But yeah, whatever solves the problem, solves it.
Yeah, true.
By the way,
Oh,
I
oh.
am open to like a lot of people think because I have a Tesla that I'm like I'm a electric car guy and think that electric cars are the future. I think any solution that reduces pollution and increases economically feasible, environmentally friendly solution is the right solution. If that's hydrogen cars, if that's whatever, like
You know what takes like zero energy? Is like gigantic slingshots. What if you just
That does
had
take energy.
parachutes and you jumped in gigantic slingshots and you just slingshotted yourself across the city?
mm-hmm.
That might work amazing.
It might. I could see some potential issues.
Yeah.
But
I can't.
listen, as long as it's feasible, I'm in.
Is it more than 4?
I told you I'm not an electric car guy. So if that's the answer,
Yeah.
I'm in.
Okay, so I actually remembered one of my inventions that I've asked some people if they would get it, if it existed.
Okay.
I love eating. I love eating so much. If there was an invention, you install this valve in your neck that you can just open, you swallow, and it just comes out this tube.
Oh, so
And
you
then
taste
now just
it.
yeah, so you get almost a full enjoyment because I don't know how much satisfaction I get from like getting full. I just get all the satisfaction from actually eating the food, I think. So if there was this surgery that you could just like open this valve and just eat Krispy Kreme donuts
Yeah.
and then it just like shoots out your neck into a disposable bag, how amazing would that be?
You're
and
just
would
trying
you
to
do it?
solve gluttony. That's what you're
Yeah,
trying to do.
and I'm trying to like deepen the pockets of dentists because your teeth would be destroyed.
Yeah. You're
just
talking
eating
a lot more food.
sugar nonstop.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing too, right? If it tastes that good, like people, they're just not going to stop. They're just going to keep sending it.
Yeah,
I'm not full.
So
I need more
amazing
food.
invention.
I mean, for somebody,
For you guys. I don't know. That sounds
yeah.
not good. Like if you came to me, like we did 10 years of these surgeries, testing it out on people, and then everything is all good and whatever.
Yeah, say there's no like
There's no downsides to this.
there's no repercussions. It's just a fully perfectly functioning valve that just you don't get fatter and you don't ingest so much
Yeah.
like sugars and stuff, but you get all the flavors.
I think ultimately it's probably not something that I would ever opt in for.
Because like that's
No.
You're not changing your
That would.
habits at all. Like you're still.
Well, like, okay, so I eat a lot of chocolate, but there's
Yeah.
like a limit that I get to where like I no longer want chocolate in my mouth. But it's not like it's not like my belly, right?
Yeah.
So that would stop me from that. So it's not really going to be like the worst.
Yeah. I don't know.
But a lot of times I'm like, man, I have these burger and fries and I can't finish these fries. I want to eat them,
Yeah, you don't
but I
want to be
can't finish
wasteful.
them. I don't want to be wasteful.
But isn't
I've
part
paid for this flavor.
Yeah,
isn't
I
part,
want to chew it and then throw it out. I don't want to just throw it in the garbage.
isn't part of enjoying something the what's the right word? The like
The fact that it's fleeting.
yeah,
Like it's not.
that it's restrictiveness of it or whatever.
Mm.
If you were just like fucking burgers in your mouth nonstop or
Yeah.
whatever, like
Burger guy.
it would be like it would ruin it, don't you think?
I don't know.
If you're eating steak for like 4 hours straight.
But I wouldn't enjoy that nonstop.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like realistically, you wouldn't just eat steak for 4 hours straight because you don't always want steak flavor in your mouth.
Yeah.
But so many times you're like, I could eat more. I'm choosing not to because of the health reasons. So now I'm like negating those health reasons as to why you don't have dessert, as to why you don't finish your plate.
Yeah, I guess it's similar to like sugar-free stuff in that you get a lot of the benefits of it without the health implications.
Right.
And like I drink a lot of diet sodas and stuff, so I guess I'm halfway there in that sense.
Yeah.
It's just a chemical version of it almost.
Right.
Instead of a physical.
Instead of a valve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just off to the side.
Did this spark any memories of
Yeah.
inventions for you guys that you think would be amazing?
The one I was thinking of before, it was like a service, I think. It was like almost like a Uber. And I think it was more just about like being, because I think we were like cleaning up our house like a bit ago, and there's just like a bunch of stuff there. Like we already have like obviously Facebook Marketplace and everything like that, but I guess just like making that a lot more normal, or like ways to like put that somewhere in like a central place. Like you could just like bring it there and like almost they wouldn't actually go to your house. Like they'd buy it from there and then you get the money for it. Like almost.
Okay, yeah.
But the more I think about that, it's like, just give it away. Just,
Yeah.
like bring it to Goodwill or whatever.
That's the problem. So many people are giving away things. It's saturating the market, and now you can't even get rid of stuff for free. Like my parents were moving just the other day, and they have a buffet and hutch that they spent like $2,500 buying.
Yeah.
And now there's just a dozen of them on Facebook Marketplace in Burlington that's for free. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
Yeah. Like this is not gonna.
people can't even give these things away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, like is it also like an old
It's pretty old. It's
Outdated?
like 20 years old.
because like that's I think the biggest problem is like
Fashion.
a community in Burlington, everybody's trying to get rid of these things that are 20 years old. Nobody's buying them because the only people who are looking for that stuff are younger, and they like that's out of style now. And it's like, unless you're gonna like refinish it or just use whatever you can get, it's like there's not a market out there for people that even want a used free one. So
Yep.
what are you gonna do with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I got a super quick lightning round one that I just thought of. I think there's probably the tech there that you could make some kind of projection of like the cuts and the work you need to do. And what reminded me of this was when we were visiting your sister's place, that you could make almost a projection of like, here's what you would have to do to this wall to
reno it?
Yeah, to like execute your plan.
Oh, okay.
So you could like, there's already like laser lines and stuff like that. But I feel like there's probably some way to rig it up to be like, here's the room scale. Like here's the space that
Right.
you're trying to do. And I want to do this to this room. And like, you could look around.
Yeah.
It would
yeah.
kind of be like, yeah, for this wall, you'll have to do this or whatever.
Yeah.
And then after taking off the drywall, you could show it where the structural posts are and stuff like that. Like obviously, to some extent, or like as it advances or whatever.
Yep.
And it'd be like, yeah, you should put one here for like better support or whatever.
Yeah, the 3D model space exists, and the AR space where you could like look through at least your phone or 3D like goggles or whatever to like see that redesign, and you could be like, okay, we want to put a wall here. What would that look like? One of the coolest things I saw was there's a builder somewhere in the United States where you go and you buy like a pre-built home.
Yeah.
And then when you go do your architectural options of like, you want a bathroom here, you want to do this upgrade, you want to move things around, whatever, they take you to this like warehouse and they project on the floor the whole layout at full scale.
Wow.
So then you can just walk through the home and be like, so this is where the kitchen will be. And it's all just like on the floor.
Yeah.
But like you can at least visualize the layout and like, oh, wow, this actually is not enough space. Like maybe we should make this room a little bit bigger or do this or that, whatever. It was like, that's a perfect use of that. And it's like a random warehouse.
Right.
You just need a projector. And I think like on the fly, they can change it. Be like, okay, you want to move that wall? They move the wall and you're like, okay, that's better or whatever.
I think Emily's neighbor had the low tech version of that. Like their house was actually built in blocks and they were like trucked in.
Really?
And then they put them together. And like, so this was like some time ago, like when Emily was like little, essentially.
Like
and
Lego
they,
homes.
Yeah. And so I think they did get to walk through parts of it. And be
Right.
like, yeah,
like,
this
here's
is
the bedroom.
But it was
that
like the
you'll be
room.
getting.
Like, and they like, they like brought it over. Like I'm assuming it was like a lot less done than like there had to be all the joining efforts and all that stuff. But yeah, they were saying like, these huge trucks came through and they like put the pieces.
Like a lot of this just comes down to economics.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, you would imagine that if there was a more efficient way to build homes, like they would just all be doing it.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that
because
that
like
stuff can be done.
even like mounting a TV, right? You'd be like, I want the TV here, and then it would just be like, yeah, screw the holes here,
Yeah,
or whatever,
right.
And then it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's a cool invention. I'd
Yeah.
get that if it helped me build stuff or whatever.
That's very good. Let's make some money, boys.
All right,
Let's make some money. All right. That's been another episode of the Luli Podcast, deep dives into Lee's shallow
and lose.
thought and Lou's shallow thoughts.
A deep dive into lay shallow.